masters of the first industrial revolution through to a new revolution in high-tech manufacturing at Telford's T54 today. It's helped build Britain. As this government delivers on the democratic will of the British people and triggers Article 50, will my right honourable friend tell us how Telford will prosper from Brexit and from her plan for Britain?
As I've said before, the referendum result was not just about the membership of the EU, it was a vote to change the way that this country works and whom it works forever, to make Britain a country that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. And that's why the plan for Britain is a plan to get the right deal for Britain abroad, but also to build a stronger, fairer Britain for ordinary working families here at home, like those in Telford. And I'm pleased that we've already provided £17 million of funding to the Marches LEP to improve local infrastructure in Telford. This government is putting those resources in, and our plan for Britain will deliver that stronger, fairer economy and a more united and more outward-looking country than ever before.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Could I start by echoing the words of the Prime Minister concerning the death of Martin McGuinness, the former Deputy Minister of Northern Ireland. He died this week, and our thoughts go to his family, his wife Bernie, and the wider community. Martin played an immeasurable role in bringing about peace in Northern Ireland, and it's that peace that we all want to see endure for all time, for all people in Northern Ireland. Mr. Speaker, this government is cutting the schools' budget by 6.5% by 2020. And today we learn the proposed national funding formula will leave 1,000 schools across England facing additional cuts of a further 7% beyond 2020. Can the Prime Minister explain to parents why cutting capital gains tax, cutting inheritance tax, cutting corporation tax, cutting bank levy are all more important than our children's future?
This government is committed to ensuring that all our children get the education that is right for them, that all our children have a good school place. That is what the government's plans for education will provide. And that's building on a fine record of the past 6.5, nearly 7 years for Conservatives in government, when we've seen 1.8 million more children in good or outstanding schools. We've protected the schools' budget, and the national funding formula is a consultation, and obviously there'll be a number of views. The consultation closes today, and then the Department for Education will respond to that consultation in due course.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Mr. Speaker, the manifesto on which she fought the last election promised that under a future Conservative government, the amount of money following your child into school will be protected. No wonder even the editor of the London Evening Standard is up in arms about this.
Where is he?
Mr. Speaker, the cut to school funding equates the loss of 2 teachers across all primary schools, 6 teachers across all secondary schools. So is the Prime Minister advocating larger class sizes, shorter school day, or unqualified teachers? Which is it?
We have, as we said we would, we have protected the schools' budget. We now see more teachers in our schools. We see more teachers with first-class degrees in our schools. As I say, we see 1.8 million more children in good or outstanding schools. That's a result of the policies of this government, of diversity in education, free schools, academies, comprehensives, faith schools, university schools, grammar schools. We believe in diversity in education and choice for parents. He believes in a one-size-fits-all, take-it-or-leave-it model.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Mr. Speaker, she was clearly elected on a pledge not to cut school funding, and that's exactly what is happening. Maybe she could listen to head teachers in West Sussex who say they believe savings will come from, and I quote, staffing reductions, further increased class sizes, withdrawal of counselling and pastoral services, modified school hours, reduction in books, IT and equipment. And I've got a heartfelt letter from a primary school teacher by the name of Eileen. Eileen is one of our many hard-working teachers who cares for her kids. And she wrote to me to say, teachers are purchasing items such as pens, pencils, glue sticks and paper out of their own pockets. Fundraising events have quadrupled as funds are so low that parents are having to make donations to purchase books. This is disgraceful, says Eileen. Does the Prime Minister agree with Eileen?
Yeah. We are seeing record levels of funding going into our schools. We have protected the schools budget. We've protected the pupil premium. But what matters for parents is the quality of education.
Shouldn't keep yelling out, what about Eileen? The Prime Minister's giving her response to the Leader of the Opposition, including the references to Eileen, the Prime Minister.
What matters for all of us who are concerned about education in this country is that we ensure that the quality of education that is provided for our children is a quality that enables them to get on in life and have a better future. That is what this government is about. It's about ensuring that in this country you get on the basis of merit, not of privilege. It's about ensuring that every child across this country has the opportunity of a good school place. That's what we've been delivering for the past 7 years, and it's what we will deliver into the future. And every single policy that has delivered better education for children has been opposed by the right honourable gentleman.
Mr. Speaker, maybe she could have a word with her friend, the member for Cotswolds, who said this week, under this new formula, all my large primaries and all my secondaries will actually see a cash cut in their budgets. And in the budget, the government found no more money for the schools budget, but it did find £320 million for her own special schools, grammar schools, vanity project. So there's no money for Eileen's schools, yet £320 million for divisive grammar schools. What kind of priority is that?
First of all, what we have done in relation to the funding formula is addressed an issue that Labour ignored for all its time in government. Across this House, there has generally, for many years, been an accepted view that the current formula for school funding is not fair. I was saying this, I was calling for a better funding formula over 15 years ago when I was the Shadow Education Secretary. We've put forward a proposal, we're consulting on it, the consultation closes today, and we will respond to that consultation. But he talks about the issue of the sort of system in schools we want. Yes, we want diversity. We want different sorts of schools. We have put money into new school places. But I say to the right honourable gentleman, his Shadow Home Secretary sent her child to a private school. His Shadow Attorney General sent her child to a private school. He sent his child to a grammar school. He went to a grammar school himself. Typical Labour, take the advantage and pull up the ladder behind him.